What's good? This is your boy Alex Ace, and this is another episode of NEWDRIP. Hey, what's good? This is your boy Alex Ace, and thanks to the good boys over here at FTC, we're here with another episode of NEWDRIP, and I bring you Lyfe Serel. What's good, bro? How you feeling?
Great, man. It's another good night.
Another good night?
Yeah, another good night.
So let's get into your background. How'd you get that name?
So with Lyfe Serel, it's pretty funny because back in like high school, me and the homies would use Lyfe Serel as in like an adjective for some reason, like if something that's cool. Like I don't know, we were just being stupid and we're like, oh, that's Lyfe Serel. It didn't even like it wasn't even like an artist name for me for a couple years. It was just a Lyfe Serel. Like it just kind of was a thing.
I don't know, bro. When it rolls off the tongue, Lyfe Serel. It sounds pretty artistic to me. So that's pretty cool. So that name really just came off the top, just like that, huh?
Yeah, just off the words Lyfe Serel. Just off the fact that we were being stupid and one day someone has my name. So I was like, oh shit, Lyfe Serel. Yeah.
So the name came before the music started being made, correct?
Yeah.
So when did you start getting into the music?
So I mean, I was always a huge fan of the music. Like I was always like constantly new albums in every genre. Like I was just into everything. And the homies were in a band, and my dad had got me a drum set when I was way younger, and they knew of it. And one day they're like, "Oh, do you play drums?" And I just was like, "Yeah." I kind of low key lied. Like I was like, "Yeah, I play drums." And I that whole night I picked a song, Asking Alexandria, Alarion, and I just sat and like imagined what the drum. I like went and looked up what each drum would sound like, and I pretended to play this song all night. And the next morning I went in and played the song for everybody, and everybody was like, "Okay, you can be in the band." I totally sucked. Like I wasn't good at all, but they were like, "Oh, so you know how to play?" And I kind of didn't. Like I just was like.
So it seems like everything you do, you just jump right into, and it just seems like you're just really good at it, bro.
I think it's what it is. That as a young age, I just loved music. I just always, for some reason, I didn't even notice I loved it that much until I was way older too. I would spend hours and hours on LimeWire, getting songs, getting my dad pissed off because now the computer's fucked up, and like, yeah, that was my whole life. I feel like just listening to music.
You could really see the passion in it too, bro. And I want to get into your visuals on YouTube. So let's talk about the Loners Club videos, bro. It's a 2-part series you have on YouTube. I want to really talk about, what went into that, the production side, like how long it took you, like the collaborative effort, everyone behind it, like, bro, I want the spiel on it, bro. Like, they're so cool, like, yeah.
Dude, I appreciate that for real, because
Yeah.
we did, me and the team really put some time into that, and I'm, thank you to everybody who helped me with that, because that was a good one. But it took about a year. Like at first, I went with this dude, and we made like 3 videos, made the whole thing, and it just didn't feel right. He didn't. Maybe it was his attitude, maybe it was the videos. I don't know. Just I was like, it just doesn't feel right. Yeah. So after that, I just kept working on the music, and then the homie Spike, actually Cactus, was like, "Yo, I have a homie Spike, who's really good at video. You should hit him up." And so I hit him. And the moment we like sat down and talked about it, I was like, "Oh, this guy knows exactly what the fuck is going on." Everybody is alone all the time. Like that's just how life is. Sometimes you're gonna be alone. Sometimes you're gonna be with homies, and that's kind of what I wanted to show is that's what Loners Club is about. Like it's just about being like alone but together, but knowing that and you got your team, but you still got to do your shit. Yeah. That's the message I really wanted. Was the ultimate behind everything. But once it came down to the visuals, I really wanted to show what it felt like to be lonely. Just in the simplest sense of, that's why in the videos, you don't see people in the background. And when I'm on the little thing, the smoothie comes, you don't see nobody because I'm lonely. You know what I'm saying? All you see is this hooded person who, at the end of the day, in my head, it felt like my doubts and my fears. Like this thing chasing me while I'm trying to like figure out my life. And then by the end of it, and if you see the way the part 2 ends, it's like it goes 2 ways. Like I can either sit and do the same shit and I get caught up, or I sit and I actually enjoy my life and then see what happens from there.
Let's break down video 1. So is it all based on true stories?
No. Oh. Yeah, some of it is, some of it isn't. But like I think for the first one especially, like I wanted to be outside of myself. Like I didn't want to just be like, oh, it's my story, because everybody feels lonely. Exactly. And so I wanted to make sure that the first one you could feel what it's like to get to that point of loneliness. So get your car robbed, feeling like you ain't got nobody. You come home, your girl's cheating, whatever the deal is. Like you just feel like, damn, like now I'm lonely. And that's why at the end of the first one you see like, the homie tries to pass me the blunt, and I'm trying to like But it's just like, damn, I hit that point. I hit Loners Club. I hit what the whole idea is.
That's why I wanted to get into it too, because like it was one of those situations where I could really relate to it too, because I saw you walking up the stairs, and it's like you hear your girl just cheating on you like that, and then you go to the next thing, you're sitting on the bus, and you're by yourself, and it's like I feel like there's a lot of people that have been through that type of situation and really could like relate to your music. So speaking of your music, dude, where can we find you?
Loners Club is on Apple Music, Spotify, all the like streaming services, stores and stuff like that. It's not on SoundCloud yet. I just haven't gotten around to it. It's gonna be on SoundCloud sooner or later. But I do have other stuff on SoundCloud, older stuff. But yeah, everything is gonna always be everywhere as much as I can. You know what I'm saying?
Lyfe Serel, what's next for you, bro? Like, what are we doing next?
A lot. There's always working on something new. Okay. That's kind of like I was making this new album by the time before I even finished Loners Club, like before it was even out. Okay. So like I'm always working on something new, always producing things for other people. That's just always coming up with new other creative things that hopefully people will see soon. But we'll keep low on that. But yeah, I just love to make art. That's my thing. I just love to do it. Any kind of art, I love it.
So going to that art aspect, let's talk about your influences, bro. Like who really influences you?
Man, I can't just name like a certain artist, because every time I listen to something, I take something from it. Whether it's like, damn, that he hit that second hi-hat hit like pretty well, because I was in it. It goes well with the snare, and whatever. Like I always take something from it, and everything inspires me, because you can find inspiration in anything. It's hard, especially as an artist, you just tend to go that way. Okay. You find inspiration in any little thing. So I don't know. I guess I don't have someone that I'm like, oh, this is my inspiration. But like, I definitely, just take from anything.
So you're from Vegas, right, bro?
I actually just started collaborating with someone that I haven't been before, Trade Voorhees. Obviously a lot of people in Las Vegas grew up on him, and I was low key super late on Trade Voorhees, and like now seeing what he's done and what he still can do, I'm like, oh man, this guy. Yeah, he's got a couple tracks on the new project.
I hear you, bro. And the only reason I ask is because for me, I'm new to Vegas. I've only been out here for about a year, so like I do these interviews to like really get up on what the Vegas culture is and what it really means to like artists out here and stuff like that. Okay. So that's one of the real reasons I kind of do these interviews. No, yeah. Yeah, and so I was told to ask you about Herbie Fully Loaded. Can you elaborate on that, bro?
Low-key, while we were finding stuff for Loners Club Part 1, we were looking through this like antique kind of place. Yeah. And there was like old movie posters, and we just happened to see Herbie Fully Loaded, and I was like, yo, that'd be funny as fuck if that's the thing that I was selling in the music video. Like, that'd be funny as fuck. And Spike was like, all right. So we grabbed it, and that's how that came. Okay. Yeah, it's funny you guys brought that up. Yeah, honestly, I was a little scared. Like, if you see in the video, it's only like a 2-second thing, and nobody sees it because it's just a stupid little thing. But
of course, Roy catches that. But anyways, shout out the merch. Yeah, let's shout out right here. Let's check this out real quick. So tell us about these. Tell us about these shirts, bro.
The homie Zach, Karate Pinata on Instagram. He's the one who did all the design work for Loners Club. Me and him came up with the idea for these, and if you see, it says "Divided in Mass." And what's funny is that it was before this whole COVID thing happened, and "Divided in Mass" is just divided but as a whole, so like alone but together. Like, it's just kind of that same concept. Okay. And it was kind of crazy because before we printed it, I was like, yo, is it weird that we had this slogan and all of a sudden it's kind of what the whole world is going through right now? And we're just like, fuck it, let's just put it on a shirt. It was already an idea. Let's just see what happens. You know what I'm saying?
You're just ahead of your time. You're just ahead of your time, bro. Like
something happened in the life, in the works of everything, and it just worked out. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if you're a very spiritualistic person, but man, I just think you're on your wave right now, bro. So these shirts are you guys got like a website for them, or you handing these shirts out right now?
Yeah, for right now, I was selling them at first, but at this point, I would just rather give them out to people who really like the album and who show love and all that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Well, bro, I really appreciate you for coming down here. Giving the spiel a little bit about yourself, letting everybody know about who you are, and what you're about, and what you got coming out. This is Alex Ace. This is another episode of NEWDRIP over here at FTC headquarters. That's for the culture. This is Lyfe Serel. Make sure you check them out on all streaming platforms. Is there anybody you want to shout out before we close out, bro?
Yo, shout out Van Foley. Shout out Westside Roads. Those two, And shout out Orlando. They don't know who that is. Those are my homies. Those are my brothers.
Okay, and we out. And we out.